Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're diving into Starfield's new DLC, Shattered Space, to uncover the top 7 easily overlooked points of interest. Now when I say easily overlooked, I mean these locations aren't tied to any quest, so you won't have a quest marker guiding you there. They are all marked locations, but come with a twist: hostility. These are dangerous areas, so get ready for a fight. Also, while there are many unmarked spots scattered throughout the DLC, I'll leave those for you intrepid explorers to discover. I've just taken the liberty of ranking these from my least favorite to my best. So stick around to the end to see which one takes the top spot. Let's get into it. Starting off at number 7, we have Listening Post Beta, an abandoned Varun military installation located just east of the Scaled Citadel. This place isn't immediately hostile to you, but it is surrounded by danger. If you approach from the west, you'll encounter vortex phantoms, and if you come from the east, expect a zealot ambush. What sets this location apart isn't the combat, but the platforming elements, something I wish Bethesda had explored more in Starfield. The walkways are broken with sections missing or crumbling underfoot as you walk across them, creating an engaging traversal challenge. Beyond the platforming, you'll uncover data slates hinting at the Varun withdrawal to Dazra following the Scaled Citadel incident. And here's a fun little touch. On the roof, the soldiers who were once stationed here left behind plushies standing guard. It's a small but memorable detail that gives this area some character. Coming in at number 6 is the Hermit Groat farm, located far to the north of Dazra. In fact, this is the northernmost handcrafted location before the game shifts to procedural generation. Right away, you'll notice that this area is heavily affected by vortex energy, which means you'll soon be dealing with vortex phantoms and horrors. After defeating these enemies, you'll come across the body of William Cartwright, who has a data slate with an intriguing story. There's also one accessible building with some decent loot inside. But here's the real mystery. The farm's groats have been transformed into vortex groats. These eerie creatures now inhabit the livestock pen, but they aren't hostile. It's one of those unsettling little touches that leaves you wondering what exactly happened here. At number 5, we have the Orm Filtration Facility, a water purification plant located far east of Dazra. This location is heavily engulfed in vortex energy, and the combat here is no joke. It had me backpedaling for cover and ended up being a 15-minute firefight. You need to fight through the vortex phantoms and horrors to clear the area. After taking down the enemies, you'll find one building that contains some loot along with data slates explaining the tragic abandonment of this vital facility. It's a haunting reminder of how quickly things can go wrong, even for essential infrastructure. Next up, at number 4, we have the Spacer crash site, nestled in the hills northwest of Dazra. The area is littered with wreckage and hostile spacers, making for some intense encounters. Be sure to search the wreckage thoroughly. You'll find data slates telling the backstory of the spacers who crashed here and how they turned the site into an impromptu base of operations. Don't forget to explore the interior of the crashed ship as well. There is more loot and lore waiting inside. Taking the number 3 spot is Listening Post Alpha, located southwest of Dazra. This large military installation has been taken over by zealots, and the combat here is some of the toughest you'll face. What makes this location stand out is its unique level design. The installation features 2 towers, and as you storm one, you'll be taking fire from the other. Both towers have multiple levels, making for some intense tactical combat. After clearing the area, take a moment to appreciate the stunning views from the top of the towers. It's a nice reward after all that fighting. At number 2 is the Tul'Shahk Monastery, located to the north of Dazra. This location feels more like a work of art than a standard point of interest, with a design that makes it seem like Todd Howard handed the reins to the art team and said, "Make it worthy of the Great Serpent." The journey begins with stairs winding through a cave, and you'll find plaques along the way that provide insight into the Varun beliefs. Be ready. Zealots guard most of the path, and stealth becomes increasingly difficult as the stairs start to wind along the rugged cliffside. At the summit, a large group of zealots awaits. After clearing them out, you'll find a building with data slates inside, providing more insight into the zealots' beliefs. The altar at the peak offers the best views in all of Varun Kai, a breathtaking sight that makes the climb worthwhile. Finally, my number 1 pick is Misthaze Cavern, located east of Dazra. I almost overlooked this one, as caves in Starfield often don't offer much beyond the basics, but this cavern is different. The interior tells a grim story right from the start. Dead creatures and spacers litter the ground throughout the area. You'll find yourself caught in fights between hostile creatures and spacers, adding a dynamic layer to the combat. After pushing through multiple rooms, you'll reach the final chamber, a breathtaking space where a massive venom tree grows under beams of natural light filtering through the cavern ceiling. This room features a boss fight, with both creatures and spacers making one last stand. The combination of environmental storytelling, atmosphere, and challenging combat earns Misthaze Cavern the top spot on my list. And there you have it, my top 7 overlooked points of interest in Starfield's Shattered Space DLC. If you found other hidden gems, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on more Starfield content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy exploring. What? You're still there? Okay, so I guess we can talk about my next video I'll be producing. So the next video on the docket is going to be on procedural generation and mods. So initially starting this video, I thought it was going to be rather easy because I already use a few mods that do affect the procedural generation in the game, but upon further review of the topic of procedural generation, I am finding out that this is a much broader topic than initially thought, and it is also filled with a lot of misconceptions. So this video is probably going to take me 1 to 2 weeks to complete, and it is likely going to be at least an hour in length. First, I'm going to need to kind of clarify what exactly is going on with the procedural generation in Starfield, and how mods do impact this differently, like what mods are currently available for us to use to impact the procedural generation and improve it, which there are plenty of mods that do that. And then I also want to look at what the future state is going to look like. Basically, I see this as, at least this procedural generation in mods, I see this as a future topic that I'm going to be revisiting quite frequently, because while mods do improve the procedural generation, there is still a lot of work to be done, and it is a very large and broad topic. We are not just talking points of interest, we are talking alien creatures, and we are also talking some of the landscape features as well. And there are mods out for all of that, and I do want to cover all of them, so it's going to be a longer video. I'll make sure in that video to include chapters, so you'll be able to go to the sections you wish to if you don't want to watch the whole hour, because it's going to be a little bit of a longer video. But I do appreciate you guys watching, and like always, have a good night.